This is a can of Campbell's chicken noodle soup. Pretty innocent, right? Think again. Today, over $10 billion worth of Campbell's and other canned soup brands are sold each year. And while most claim to be healthy, several recent studies, including one from Harvard Medical School, revealed a hidden danger found in a majority of canned soups that my colleagues and I were shocked to uncover. As a doctor, it's my responsibility to inform you when your health is at risk. And in this case, just one serving exposes you to a harmful ingredient which can rob you of your energy, ruin your digestion, and could be making you fat. In fact, this ingredient is banned in Europe and Canada due to health concerns. Though sadly, it is still legal in the U.S. I'm going to share the results of these studies with you in a moment. And I'll also share some canned soup brands you can trust are safe to eat. However, this is only the tip of the iceberg, because I'm also going to reveal 2 other so-called health foods that are even more harmful. The worst part is, I'm willing to bet you've eaten both of these foods in the past week. They may even be in your fridge right now. One of these fake health foods contains nearly as much sugar as a Snickers bar and doesn't taste half as good. And the other one is essentially an all-you-can-eat buffet for the bad bacteria living in your gut, despite what the big food industry would have you believe. And one thing is certain, when I reveal these harmful foods to you in just a minute, you will be shocked. In addition, I'm going to reveal my #1 diet destroyer, which is hands down the single most damaging food for anyone struggling with their weight. Because this one everyday food has been shown to set off a domino effect of food cravings, weight gain, skin problems, low sex drive, and digestive issues, and more serious health consequences. The scary part is, many Americans have been suffering from these health issues for so long, they no longer even realize they're sick. Now, if there's one thing I simply can't stand, it's when people tell me what I should or shouldn't eat. So before I go any further, I just want to make something very clear. As a doctor, it's extremely important to me that you understand this. The point of this presentation is not to scare you or tell you how to live your life. It's to provide you with facts that will help you make informed decisions about your eating and your health. So that even if you can't come to see me personally, you still at least have the information to decide what's best for you and your family. That being said, it's not all doom and gloom, because I do have some good news for you today. Actually, great news. Because for the first time since its discovery late last year, I'm sharing something that I've never revealed publicly outside of my medical practice. 3 natural ingredients, and one of them is a superfood that, when eaten in specific combinations, can begin to improve your overall health and wellness, including better sleep, more energy, feel years younger, clearer skin, and more, in as little as 1 week. And if you're concerned about your weight, these ingredients are so powerful for accelerating weight loss, I now call them my 3 natural weight loss helpers. Not to mention, these 3 ingredients will make it safe to eat the harmful foods and my #1 diet destroyer, in moderation, of course. But if you're anything like most of my patients, you'll no longer even want to eat them. So if you haven't been feeling your best lately, or even suspect your health isn't all that it could be, if there's something that's holding you back in life and you can't put your finger on it, pay close attention to this public service announcement, as though your health depends on it. My name is Dr. Sue Satcher. I'm a double board certified gastroenterologist and internal medicine doctor. My quest for medical knowledge began at the prestigious University of Connecticut Health Center over a decade ago. And since that time, helping patients feel their best has inspired a number of achievements I'm proud to share with you today. To start, I am a founder at the Sharp Center in Torrance, California. I currently practice at the world-famous Specialty Surgical Center in Beverly Hills and in association with Cedars-Sinai Hospital throughout Southern California. I've been featured on major TV stations including Fox, NBC, and CBS for my work. I'm also a regular guest on primetime shows such as The Doctors and Everyday Health. And I'm proud to be rated one of the top doctors in the country in 2018 by California Super Doctors and Los Angeles Magazine. Although due to privacy concerns, I'm not able to name names. I also serve many well-known professional athletes and celebrities here in Beverly Hills, and I'm famous for being able to get life-changing results for my patients when no other doctor can. Why do so many high-profile people trust me with their personal health? It's because I've discovered some shocking things that are key to having better-looking skin, more energy, improved digestion, better sleep, more regular bathroom habits, fewer cravings, and dropping unwanted pounds without extreme diet or exercise. For the first time outside of a clinical setting, I'm going to reveal all of these insider secrets here today in this video, including all 3 of the harmful foods, my #1 diet destroyer, and the 3 natural weight loss helpers, including 1 superfood that I touched on earlier. I created this presentation because not only do you deserve the truth, but because I took an oath to uphold certain ethical standards when I began practicing medicine. And I believe in my heart it's the right thing to do, because this is so important. my colleagues urged me to create this video report and share the information with you personally, so you can start using it for yourself to start seeing changes in a week or less. I'm talking about changes like waking up each day energized and excited without caffeine, feeling more vital and youthful, and yes, looking and feeling slimmer as well. Before I tell you more, however, I must warn you. In my many years of medical research and helping patients enjoy great health, I've learned how the big food companies have been lying to us. Truth is, they're probably not happy I'm sharing this information with you. You see, my research has identified how these 3 harmful foods could be making you fat by clogging up your digestion. I wouldn't be surprised if after watching this video, you may feel a bit angry or even betrayed. What's so disgraceful, and quite frankly, the reason I became determined to share this video with as many people as possible, is that these 3 harmful foods are all marketed as healthy foods, even though nothing could be further from the truth. So if you're suffering from low energy, digestive problems, skin issues, lack of concentration, or unwanted weight gain, please pay close attention. Because as I mentioned earlier, you're also going to discover an under-the-radar superfood, which can drastically improve your health in as little as a week. This same information will soon be appearing in several major magazines and featured during the next time I appear on national TV as well. I'm also going to be publishing it in my latest book coming in December 2018. So if you want to get a jump start on better health and start living life to your full potential, this presentation is your first chance to do so. And before you ask, I'm not talking about a green drink or omega-3. While those are absolutely great for your health, my colleagues and I have determined this is even more important. When I explain how it can put an end to cravings for unhealthy junk food, boost your metabolism, and improve your gut health, you'll wonder why you've never been told about it. Unfortunately, plain and simple, the food industry is doing everything in their power to keep you in the dark for selfish and greedy reasons. But before I get into the rest of the details, let me first tell you a little more about myself. It's true, I am known for getting life-saving results for my patients, like a recent patient, James Roja from Ranchos Palos Verdes, California, who was quoted as saying, "Dr. Satcher caught my cancer at an early stage and she saved my life. She also treated my mother and she was delighted. Her employees make you feel like a blessing from heaven. She treated me and was the best doctor ever. I would recommend her over anybody." I love to help people, especially when I'm able to save lives. However, many of my patients come to me because they are looking for relief from common problems almost all Americans face: low energy, extra weight, fatigue, or digestive issues. I've always been able to help these patients, to an extent, but in the back of my mind, I felt there was still more I could be doing. And honestly, I don't think anyone should have to pay thousands of dollars or come all the way to Beverly Hills to visit me at one of my clinics in order to get results. So releasing this public service report has been very rewarding for me. It makes me thrilled to see just how many people are experiencing life-changing transformations by taking my advice. It's amazing how excess weight or poor health can creep up on us, and it can happen to any of us. Believe it or not, I haven't always been a picture of health. In fact, prior to uncovering the amazing breakthrough that you'll learn about today, I also struggled with my health. Until recently, and for as long as I could remember, I felt sluggish and needed coffee to get through the day. I had embarrassing skin problems. And though it's embarrassing to admit it, I just didn't feel like myself. And now that I know it doesn't have to be that way, it's become my passion to share it with the world. Despite being a founder at the Sharp Surgery Center in Torrance, my favorite way to help people change their lives is no longer surgery. It's with food. And after doing hundreds of medically supervised weight loss programs with my patients, I have seen what works and what doesn't. That's why in this video, I feel it's so important that you also get to hear about my 3 natural weight loss helpers. They are responsible for effortless weight loss and total health transformation for myself and hundreds of my patients. And my latest research shows that you should be giving them to your body every single day, whether or not you struggle with your weight. So if you're serious about your own health and the health of your loved ones, it is absolutely critical that you pay close attention to what I'm sharing with you today. Update! Since I first released this video in March 2018, I'm honored to say it has gone viral. It's now being watched by thousands of people per day, and my office has been receiving delightful notes and emails from people all around the world. I'm truly overjoyed by the response, and it's incredibly exciting for me to be able to reach so many people at once. Just recently, one of my patients, Lori, from Santa Monica, California, had this to say. "Within the first few days, I noticed a decrease in my bad food cravings. Now I crave fruits and berries, less bread and dairy. I am no longer preoccupied with what I'm having for my next meal. My stomach is much calmer and less bloating after eating. Thank you for all your work." It's moments like this when I realize how lucky I am to be able to help transform the health of those in need. So if you found yourself not feeling as energetic as you'd like, or you've had bouts of indigestion, bloating, gas, or have had trouble managing your weight, especially if you're over the age of 40, then I made this video specifically for you. Now before we begin, go ahead and grab some paper and a pen, turn your phone on silent, and remove any other distractions. Because I promise you, watching this presentation will be the most important investment you've made in your health in a long time. That's why I at least urge you to watch the entire report from start to finish, because by the end, you will have the information that you will need to begin improving your health and your life right away. Also, I can't tell you how long it will be available online, free of charge. Quite frankly, it's possible the authorities may even try to force the video offline. However, I believe it's time you heard the full story. Oh, one more thing. As you watch the video, you're going to see little numbers on the screen that look like this. This is because all of the information I'm sharing with you today is based on real science. These numbers refer to various clinical studies performed by my colleagues and other researchers at top hospitals and universities. Now, I know you're busy, so let's get right to it. I'm going to start with harmful food number 1, which, believe it or not, is yogurt. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Wait a minute, Dr. Satcher, yogurt is good for you, right? Well, that's what the food industry would like you to believe, but the truth is actually quite shocking. So what's the problem with yogurt? A recent study from the Cornucopia Institute reviewed 114 popular yogurt brands, and most were found to be full of ingredients bad bacteria feed on. There are both good and bad bacteria living inside you. It's absolutely vital you only feed the good ones, because left unchecked, the bad bacteria can wreak total havoc on your health. I'll share more on why this is so critical in just a moment. Now, with flavored varieties of yogurt like strawberry or peach, most contain very little real fruit. Instead, many of the most popular brands are loaded with as much sugar as a candy bar. Those added sugars send your bad gut bacteria into a feeding frenzy. Definitely not what you want to happen. Out-of-control bad gut bacteria can lead to all kinds of problems, including low energy, food cravings, belly bloat, or unwanted weight gain, and serious conditions like leaky gut and irritable bowel. To give you an idea of how unhealthy some yogurts can be, when Yoplait was created by General Mills in 1999, it contained 100% more sugar per serving than their Lucky Charms cereal. And even though they have since pledged to lower the sugar content, a single Yoplait fruit-flavored yogurt still has 18 grams of added sugar, nearly as much as a Snickers bar. This added sugar is a huge red flag. Chances are the yogurt you're eating is more like candy than anything else. Now, there's one more part of the yogurt story you should know about. During the process of making yogurt, heat is applied and the live bacteria cultures, the beneficial ones, are often destroyed. It all depends on when this process takes place. Here's the shocking part. Many popular brands heat treat the yogurt after it's been cultured because it gives the yogurt a longer shelf life, which means more money lining the pockets of companies like General Mills and Dannon, even though it means there's little, if any, good bacteria still in the yogurt. As an alternative, I recommend adding fermented foods like kefir or sauerkraut to your diet, as these foods support the good bacteria. And if you love yogurt and want to continue eating it, I completely understand. My advice is choose plain yogurt and check the nutrition label to make sure it contains about 15 grams of sugar per serving. This brings us to harmful food number 2, bottled fruit smoothies. Don't be fooled into thinking this is a healthy drink. Did you know that the Naked Juice brand is actually owned by Pepsi? Yes, Pepsi, the same company that makes the notoriously unhealthy soda products. Well, the Naked Juice, aka Pepsi, pomegranate blueberry blend has a whopping 61 grams of sugar, which equals 15 teaspoons. You might as well be drinking a 12-ounce can of Pepsi, which only has 41 grams of sugar in it. Jackie London, MSRD and Nutrition Director at the Good Housekeeping Institute, sums it up by saying, "Unfortunately, the marketing tactics mask what the product actually is, a sugary beverage similar in nutritional composition to soda." And she's not the only industry whistleblower. Barry Popkin, a distinguished professor at the Department of Nutrition at the University of Carolina, is also sounding the alarm. Back in 2004, he and his colleague George Bray revealed the link between high fructose corn syrup and obesity. In an interview published in The Guardian, Popkin made it more clear than ever. Smoothies and fruit juice are the new danger. So you will find that Coke and Pepsi have bought dozens of fruit juice companies around the globe. Now, remember those bad bacteria I just mentioned? The bad bacteria feast on sugar in all its forms, including fructose. They don't care where it comes from. It doesn't matter if it's added to a can of soda in the form of high fructose corn syrup, or if it comes from fruit juice concentrate added to a smoothie like Naked Juice. Either way, the bad bacteria love sugar. Plus, many studies have linked fructose to high cholesterol, heart and liver problems, as well as unwanted weight gain. This is clearly too high of a price to pay for this kind of healthy juice. I recommend you avoid all so-called healthy smoothies where the main ingredients are fruit juices or juice concentrates. Or if you like making your own smoothies, I recommend to use filtered water or almond milk as the base rather than fruit juice you may buy at the store. Okay, this brings us to harmful food number 3, canned soup. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but canned soups are banned in my kitchen. Here's why. For decades, soup cans have been lined with a toxic ingredient called bisphenol A, also known as BPA. Originally, BPA was invented to prevent metal cans from contaminating the food they hold. But several recent studies have linked BPA exposure to unwanted weight gain, high blood sugar levels, and serious heart-related conditions. Another study found that BPA increased the amount of fat your body holds onto. For these reasons, countries like France have banned BPA altogether. Shockingly, companies in the U.S. using BPA are not even required by law to list it on the label, so you may not realize your health is at risk. That said, Consumer Reports did a study in 2009 and found that almost every canned soup brand, including Campbell's, Chef Boyardee, and Progresso, had unsafe levels of BPA in them. So, how bad is it? In a study conducted by researchers at the Harvard School of Public Health, which was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, one group of people had Progresso canned soup for lunch 5 days a week, while a second group had fresh soup. The group eating canned soup showed over 1,000% higher BPA levels than those who had fresh soup. As a medical doctor, this is terrifying. And would you believe there is a canned soup called Healthy Choice, which comes in a BPA-lined can, and it's marketed as a health food. For these reasons, I recommend staying away from these brands. Now listen, I'm not here to tell you to completely stop eating soup. However, when possible, I suggest making fresh soup. Your body will love you for it. And 2 of the store brands I actually like are Amy's and Pacific, as their cans are BPA-free. Okay, if you recall, a few moments ago I promised to reveal my #1 diet destroyer, which, as I mentioned, is a food that could be causing you to have unhealthy cravings, unwanted weight gain, and other digestive problems. Well, the food I'm talking about is whole wheat bread. And before you ask, no, it's not gluten that's causing health issues in so many of us. The gluten-free craze is all the rage, but honestly, only 1% of the U.S. population actually suffers from gluten intolerance. My professional opinion on gluten is that the whole thing has been completely blown out of proportion. And naturally, the food industry is more than happy to capitalize on it by filling the public demand for all things gluten-free, for a premium price, of course. Bonnie Liebman, the Director of Nutrition at the Center for Science in the Public Interest, agrees that made with whole grains is the biggest scam out there. Now, just to be clear, an occasional piece of brown bread at breakfast or lunch won't put you in the hospital. But why is it still extremely dangerous? Because most of whole wheat breads you find at the grocery store contain only a small amount of whole grain. And to make up for it, they pump them with preservatives, chemicals, refined flours, and massive amounts of sugar. Take a look at this Sara Lee whole wheat bread label. The third ingredient is high fructose corn syrup, and we don't see a whole food ingredient until wheat bran, at the very bottom. It makes me sick to think so many people eat this, believing it's good for them. Still, you may be asking yourself, how can an innocent slice of brown bread lead to all these other problems? To answer that question, I'm going to take you on a captivating journey of your gastrointestinal tract, also known as the gut. And if this is your first time watching this report, you are going to be blown away. Because there is something happening inside your body right now that may startle you. Did you know that there are an estimated 100 trillion bacteria microbes living inside your body? That's 5 pounds of bacteria. And according to the National Human Genome Research Institute, we now know these bacteria live in just about every part of the human body, and that there are 10 times as many bacteria as there are human cells. It's truly mind-boggling. The vast majority of this bacteria lives in the gut. But most importantly, the body of medical evidence has become very clear. The bacteria in your gut, the gut flora, plays a vital role in almost every system of your body. Almost every single one. But not all bacteria are created equal. On the one hand, you have the friendly bacteria. They are the good guys, which boost metabolism, support your immune system, regulate your moods, keep your energy levels high, and they promote healthy bodily functions. They are also the key to keeping your waistline trim. And on the other hand, you have the bad bacteria. When the bad guys take over, your gut becomes a war zone, where the good and bad bacteria fight for control. And the imbalance in your gut takes a toll on your entire body, causing you to get sick more often, robbing you of your natural energy. And over time, they cause really bad things to manifest. things like obesity and irritable bowel syndrome, and given enough time, even colon cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. And while it's scary to think these devastating health issues can all be traced back to an unbalanced gut with too many bad bacteria, what's worse is that given the opportunity, the bad bacteria can and will multiply incredibly fast. So if you find yourself tired, craving unhealthy foods, having irregular digestive issues, or suffering from more serious health conditions, when a patient comes to my office, this is the very first thing I look at, because 9 times out of 10, it's out of balance gut flora that's to blame. So what causes this imbalance? What is putting your health at risk? For most of us, it begins in childhood. Think back for a moment. Did your parents give you antibiotics for a stubborn cough or sore throat? Maybe as an adult you've taken antibiotics for the same reason. Well, there's both good news and bad news regarding antibiotics, and unfortunately, the bad far outweighs the good. Certainly, antibiotics are effective at what they're designed to do, fighting infection and preventing it from spreading. However, there's a dark side to these miracle drugs we're just now finding out. Because antibiotics cannot differentiate between the good and bad bacteria in your GI tract, they act like an atom bomb, vaporizing your entire gut ecosystem. In fact, studies now show that just a single dose of antibiotics can dramatically alter the balance of your gut flora. And after 1 week of taking antibiotics, you can wipe out trillions of vital bacteria that took years to build up, which can send your gut microbes out of balance for years. Researchers also found that children born to women who took antibiotics during pregnancy may be starting life with an insufficient level of the friendly gut flora to begin with. And what if you've never taken antibiotics? Well, unless you've been following a strictly organic and vegan diet for most of your life, you might be surprised to learn that you're still being exposed to antibiotics. How is that possible, you ask? In short, as far back as the 1950s, antibiotics have been used heavily on meat and poultry farms to fatten up cows and chickens. And according to countless research studies, the antibiotics are passed on to humans when the animals are eaten. Which means anytime you eat non-organic meat or chicken, you are ingesting antibiotics, and over time, this kills off your beneficial gut flora. BBC News has recently issued a warning that farmers need to dramatically cut the amount of antibiotics used in agriculture because of the threat to human health. And I completely agree. Now, I'm not saying you have to stop eating chicken or meat, because if you follow the 3 natural weight loss helpers, you can get away with safely eating them in moderation. And I promise I'll get to them in a minute. However, before I do, there's another piece of the puzzle I also want you to be aware of, and it has to do with a so-called healthy sweetener that is popular in many households, which goes by the name of Splenda. It also goes by other names like Sweet and Low and Equal. One of the first questions I ask my new patients is if they've used Splenda in their coffee or tea, or if they drink diet sodas, which contain some form of Splenda as a sweetener. Because unfortunately, the news on Splenda is extremely worrying. One study out of Duke University found that Splenda kills off half of the good bacteria in your gut. And another study published in the journal Nature found that Splenda may be directly responsible for blood sugar imbalances and unwanted weight gain. What's so frustrating is that diet drinks and low-fat foods sweetened with Splenda claim to help you lose weight. But my research and the growing body of evidence is becoming clear. It is doing the exact opposite. And so, by now, you may be wondering, what exactly happens inside your gut when the good bacteria are depleted? Well, for one, important hormones necessary for weight loss get disrupted. And if you feel like you're always hungry, there's one bacteria that is probably to blame. It's called H. pylori. And get this. Research has confirmed it controls a hormone that tells your brain when to stop eating. In a healthy person's gut, once they've eaten enough, its main function is to tell you that you're no longer hungry. But if there's an imbalance, those signals may not be strong enough or don't last long enough, and this can cause you to constantly feel hungry or have the urge to eat something even if you've just finished a meal. So H. pylori is a good bacteria, but the problem is that H. pylori is disappearing from people's guts. How is this possible? Well, according to Martin Blaser, professor of internal medicine and microbiology and author of the book Missing Microbes, in most cases it's wiped out by antibiotics. And when you consider that most children have been treated with antibiotics 15 to 20 times by the time they become adults, it makes perfect sense. You see, just a few generations ago, up to 80% of Americans had H. pylori in our guts. And today, less than 6% of American children even have this hunger-controlling bacteria. And even though the connection between antibiotic use, the depletion of the H. pylori bacteria, and the obesity epidemic is undeniable, I'm not completely against the use of antibiotics. However, I do believe they are heavily overprescribed in today's society. In fact, the Seattle Children's Hospital found 50% of antibiotic prescriptions for children are not necessary. Now let's turn to the bad bacteria for a moment. These are things like yeasts, fungi, molds, and other bad microbes like Candida, Klebsiella, and Proteus. Even in a healthy gut, you'll still find some of these bad guys here and there. Fortunately, the good bacteria are programmed to keep the bad bacteria in check. However, when our good bacteria are wiped out or depleted, whether from antibiotics, artificial sweeteners, or unhealthy eating habits over time, the bad guys have a heyday. They overrun your gut, and that's when problems start cropping up. So if you've ever felt powerless to cravings or struggle making lasting change to your eating habits, there is a logical explanation. And I would say 9 out of 10 people who come to see me with fat around their midsection, rear end, and under their arms have one thing in common. Their digestion is to blame. You see, when your gut is out of balance, it means your bad bacteria have tipped the scales in your body and now control a powerful network of 100 million neurons inside your digestive tract, also called the gut brain or second brain. Here's the amazing thing. Research published in Scientific American reveals a direct link between the brain in your head and your gut brain via the vagus nerve. Think about your own gut instincts or gut feelings for a minute. Have you ever felt butterflies in your stomach? Or just had a hunch about people or situations? Well, that's your gut talking. You see, this vagus nerve is like a superhighway connecting your gut to your brain. When your gut flora is balanced, the good bacteria use this nerve to coordinate things in your body. Things like mood, healthy immune function, smooth digestion, and your fat-burning metabolism. When the bad bacteria take over, not only do they create a breeding ground for disease, they hijack this nerve and start making demands of their own. And do you know what kinds of foods these hijackers demand to be fed? You guessed it. Sugars and artificial sweeteners, refined carbs, and processed foods loaded with chemicals. The same foods that caused the gut flora imbalance in your gut to begin with. Again, this is a major reason you want to avoid whole wheat bread, because it contains the ingredients the bad bacteria thrive on, which helps them to reproduce extremely fast. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire when you're trying to put it out. What happens next seems like something right out of science fiction, and yet, this is exactly what happens. The bad guys send their feeding signals to your brain, which your brain then interprets as your own cravings. Have you ever munched down an entire box of cookies, a pint of ice cream, a bag of chips, or some other unhealthy snack, only to regret it moments later? Nod your head if that's happened to you. I can tell you, virtually every one of my patients is nodding their head right now. That's a telltale sign that your gut is imbalanced, and the bad guys are now calling the shots. That constant feed me in the back of your head, that's the bad bacteria pressuring your brain to reach for fattening foods. It's a vicious cycle, where the more junk food you give the bad bacteria, the faster they breed and multiply, the stronger their demands become, and the weaker the good bacteria become. In a report published in Bioessays, a well-known medical journal, researchers from 3 entirely different colleges summed it up with one sentence: bacteria within the gut are manipulative. And in my professional opinion, that is an understatement. They literally have a mind of their own. Left unchecked, the bacterial war zone in your gut spills out into other areas of your body, resulting in bloating, gas and indigestion, to skin problems, low energy, and of course, unwanted weight gain. As my colleague Dr. Gerald Mullen, MD and Associate Professor of Medicine at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine says, your gut microflora, the vast ecosystem that lives in your intestines, is a crucial factor in weight gain and illness and holds the key to permanent weight loss and vibrant health. Dr. Mullen also authored the book, The Gut Balance Revolution, and he goes on to say that harmony and balance in the gut microbiome are crucial to normalizing metabolism and body weight. And it doesn't surprise me anymore when a patient who's fully committed to their healthy eating and exercise routine still can't get the body they want. Because the truth is, if your gut is imbalanced, diet and exercise are simply no match for the bad bacteria. And I hate to tell them, but until they get their gut digestion under control, all the Stairmasters and kale salads in the world aren't enough. Thankfully, there is some good news in the fight between the good and bad gut bacteria. And it's that Mother Nature knows what she's doing. And the human body is an incredibly intelligent organism with the natural ability to respond to and reverse a gut flora imbalance no matter how extreme it may be. You just need to give it the right ingredients to work with. It's as simple as nourishing and building up your good microbes and letting nature take care of the rest. Now I bet you're ready to hear more about how you can start to look and feel younger, more vibrant, more energetic, and more alive. Do you remember the 3 weight loss helpers I mentioned at the beginning of this presentation that had the power to improve your health in as little as 7 days? Well, there's something I forgot to mention. They are extremely powerful metabolism and digestion aids, and each one plays an important role in improving your gut health and your overall wellness. Number 1, reduces your cravings. Number 2, keeps you from overeating. And number 3 supercharges your metabolism, the main power center of your body. Even better, their real strength is in taking them all together, which I'll explain in a minute. And get this, the first of these ingredients, which is a superfood, isn't actually for you. It's for your gut. It's a little-known fiber called chicory root, and its superpower is being resistant to the acid in your stomach. So unlike most foods, it passes through to your gut undigested, where your good microbes feed on the fiber. Because even if your good bacteria have been destroyed by antibiotics or artificial sweeteners, they are still in there. They just need the right food source to reproduce and rejuvenate your gut, resulting in easier digestion, increased metabolism, and more energy. Perhaps best of all, unhealthy cravings start to fade away, because when the good bacteria have regained control of your gut, they also take over brain signals from the bad guys, which means you'll stop craving junk food, and healthy eating becomes second nature. And you know what that means? Yes, fat loss becomes much easier. Now, before I continue and tell you all about my second natural weight loss helper, which I believe is even more potent, there's actually another important reason to include chicory root in your daily routine. You see, your good microbes have a unique way of communicating with your gut, and they do so through a fatty acid called butyrate. Butyrate can either send out an all-clear signal that there's a healthy balance in your gut, or it can tell your gut there's something wrong and launch a full-blown attack on your entire population of bacteria. However, there is one problem. You see, butyrate is only produced by certain types of fiber, like chicory root. And if your gut doesn't have enough of it, it can send out a false positive message and wipe out most of your good bacteria almost instantly, which is why I believe up to 90% of Americans may be confusing their guts into killing off whatever's left of their good bacteria. Just one more reason that chicory root is my first ingredient for optimal gut health. But before you run out to the store in search of it, there's something else you need to know, and this is critical. Chicory root can only feed and nourish the bacteria already living in your gut. But when your gut has been vaporized by antibiotics or Splenda because of the foods at your grocery store, it can't do its job. This is extremely common with my patients. And if this is the very first time you've watched this report, I can just about guarantee that the majority of your beneficial strains have been eliminated, without a trace. Which leads me to my second natural weight loss helper, therapeutic grade probiotics, or TGPs for short. Probiotics, as you may or may not know, are another name for the beneficial bacteria in your system. They come in hundreds of different strains and varieties, and medically, when used correctly, they can permanently increase the diversity and amount of good bacteria in your gut, which of course means improved digestion, easier weight loss, more energy, and overall better wellness. But not all probiotics are created equal. The reason you probably haven't seen or tried what my medical colleagues and I call therapeutic grade probiotics before is because they are extremely rare. They're also complicated and very time consuming to produce. It takes months to formulate the highest quality TGPs, which is part of the reason why only a handful of labs in the US can even make them. If you've tried probiotic supplements before, it's more than likely that what you've tried is called retail grade probiotics. And it's very important to be careful. A large number of big companies are currently cashing in by offering the retail grade probiotics for a premium price. You can find them all over your local pharmacy or Whole Foods store, and even popping up online. These retail products, in my research, are 9 times out of 10 low quality and contain easy to produce, ineffective, and sometimes even dangerous bacteria strains. I'll just come out and say it. Almost all retail probiotics are a huge waste of money and rarely provide the variety of strains necessary to effectively rebalance your gut and provide all the incredible health benefits that come along with it. So if you've tried probiotics before and didn't get the results you were promised, like I hear from so many of my patients, I can guarantee they were not therapeutic grade. You see, to be what my medical colleagues and I consider a true TGP, they are required to have a minimum of 10 very specific bacteria strains to perfectly replicate what's found in a balanced, healthy human gut. Researchers found in over 25 studies that taking a high-quality therapeutic grade formula with multiple strains for 8 weeks or more clearly promotes weight loss and reduces body mass index. And this confirms what I see with my patients who have the opportunity to take a high-quality therapeutic grade formula daily. Here's the really interesting part. Each strain of therapeutic level bacteria has different clinically proven or medically researched effects on the body. For example, certain TGP strains work to keep your digestion running smoothly. Others keep your immune function strong. Some strains help to regulate your appetite and mood, while others boost your metabolism and make it easier to shed excess fat. Two specific strains which help with weight management are L. rhamnosus and L. gasseri. I consider these my secret probiotic weapons for patients wanting to lose weight. Researchers found that women taking L. rhamnosus lost 50% more weight compared to those taking a placebo. This strain was also shown to support immune function, promote clearer skin, and help improve digestion. In addition, L. gasseri helps reduce body mass in individuals by a significant 8.5% and helps reduce fat absorption as well. And these are just a couple examples of specific strains you will find in true TGPs, along with a multitude of other clinically researched and proven bacteria that support overall gut health. With these proven benefits, of course I insist all my patients that can afford it take TGPs, because it just doesn't make sense to try and diversify your gut with low-quality strains. What is such a shame is that so many people have been duped into buying retail probiotics, and they haven't had the chance to even try TGPs, which have been shown time and time again in medical studies to have a huge amount of medical benefits that you can both see and feel. And that's why therapeutic-grade probiotics are my second natural weight loss helper. Now, earlier I mentioned that I was going to reveal a third ingredient that can speed up your metabolism, but what I didn't tell you is that it can also make up for other deficiencies caused by poor gut health. What I was talking about was a dedicated vitamin B complex with all 8 vitamin B compounds, which is my third natural weight loss helper. And based on what I see in my practice, I now consider a B complex to be just as important as my other 2 weight loss helpers, chicory root and therapeutic grade probiotics. And here's why. When the human gut is healthy and properly balanced, part of its job is to absorb vitamins and nutrients. What many people don't realize is that it's also capable of synthesizing certain vitamins needed for gut health and proper digestion, including B2, B9, and B12. However, when your gut microbes are out of balance, it's a very different story. Both your ability to absorb vitamins and naturally produce them are severely reduced, which is why my research led me to start including a dedicated B complex on top of chicory root and TGPs anytime a patient comes into my office complaining of low energy, food cravings, or poor digestion. And I say a dedicated B complex because most multivitamins don't include all 8 compounds crucial for your metabolism and digestion. And all 8 compounds are necessary if you want to experience easier digestion of fats, carbohydrates, and proteins, better functioning of your GI tract, stronger immune system and disease prevention, and improved absorption of other essential vitamins. In fact, the Center for Disease Control, the federal government agency in charge of promoting health for Americans, recommends all U.S. citizens over the age of 51 get their B vitamins from supplements. And I agree, because it's the fastest, most efficient way to get them into your system. In fact, I would even extend that recommendation to include anyone over the age of 40, especially if you feel tired, have poor digestion, or struggle with your weight. Have you ever heard someone say that their metabolism has slowed down as they got older? Maybe you've even noticed it yourself. Well, missing one or all of the 8 different kinds of B nutrients is probably why. So now that I've shared all 3 of my weight loss helpers, there's still something that I need to explain, and that's how to unlock their full potential. In other words, how to get your gut flora balanced and how to keep it balanced for good, and start looking and feeling like the person you want to be. You see, I've been prescribing chicory root and TGPs in my practice for about 3 years, and they have certainly been effective for many patients. However, it wasn't until my research led me to start adding the dedicated B complex into the treatment plan that everything changed. Within a week, I started getting phone calls from patients who were now taking a vitamin B complex on top of the chicory root and TGPs they had already been using. And I cannot properly explain in words just how powerful the results were. A few of my patients were so overjoyed they were brought to tears. Some insisted on coming into my office to thank me personally. One woman, Judy, who had struggled with her weight for most of her life, was able to lose 10 pounds in the first weeks following all the tips in this presentation. The truly amazing part, whether it was bloating, skin issues, or low energy, a more serious issue like IBS or leaky gut, or something as basic as difficulty losing unwanted fat, the simple addition of a B complex seemed to supercharge their results, regardless of their condition. Naturally, I was thrilled to be able to help so many patients completely transform their health and finally get the results they were after. But as a student of medicine, I needed to understand why. Was vitamin B the missing link in gut health? Could something as simple as a high-quality vitamin B complex be responsible for all these life-changing results practically overnight? To my surprise, all of my research confirmed the same thing, a breakthrough phenomenon on the cutting edge of gut health known as symbiotics. Now don't get me wrong, a B complex absolutely supports your digestive health and fills in for the lack of vitamin production in an imbalanced gut. And it's true that chicory root is the absolute best way to feed and nourish the TGPs you're reintroducing into your gut population. But there's something else at play here. Symbiotics is simply the way my three natural helpers interact with each other. You see, they work hand in hand, like a team. And together they provide incredible, powerful health benefits above and beyond what each could do individually. In other words, the three ingredients, taken together, have an exponential impact on your gut health. Because in the case of chicory root, TGPs and vitamin B complex, 1 + 1 + 1 = 10. It may seem hard to believe or even closer to magic than science, yet we now know this is how symbiotics work. Because even though we do not yet fully understand their full potential, clinical studies have already shown some tremendously exciting outcomes that are changing the scope of human health starting in the gut. For example, in more than 17 studies conducted in the last year, patients on symbiotics have experienced increased weight loss, decreased body mass and waist circumference, improvements in bloating and IBS severity, greater quality of life changes, improved gastrointestinal performance. And I'm happy to report, to date, hundreds of my patients have experienced similarly amazing health transformations, all thanks to the combination of these three ingredients in specific potencies and quantities. And it's for this reason I now consider symbiotics the single most exciting advancement in the field of medicine of the past decade. And right now, I want to show you how you can experience similar results starting today. Listen, whether it's unwanted weight, bloating, or low energy that's troubling you, or something more serious preventing you from living life to the fullest, you are not alone, not even close. Because in my estimation, up to 90% of all Americans are currently suffering from poor digestion and an out-of-balance gut. Unfortunately, for anyone 15 pounds overweight or more, the odds are even worse. The good news is, you no longer have to experience a lower quality of life, regardless of age, current health condition, or weight. Starting today, you can finally take control of your digestion, boost your metabolism, eliminate cravings, and reach your weight loss goal. Because this is a cutting-edge gut health treatment and anyone can benefit from it. Now, are you ready? Because right now, I want to show you how to take the first step. Until a few months ago, you would have had to come out to see me at my practice in Beverly Hills, and you would leave my office juggling all sorts of different bottles. Chicory root, 3 different kinds of high-quality TGPs, a vitamin B complex, not to mention a bill that might have left you double-checking your bank account. In fact, it was so costly, mostly due to the TGPs, that some patients who were having tremendous success with their treatment had to stop for financial reasons. It just didn't seem fair. Not to mention, it was a lot of pill counting. And while I couldn't argue with the results we were seeing, still I wasn't willing to settle for good enough. You see, I was so confident I had discovered the blueprint for a breakthrough symbiotic more powerful than anything out there, and that it had the potential to help so many people, I decided it was time to create my own all-in-one gut health solution by combining proven potencies of my 3 natural weight loss helpers in a single pill designed for quick and complete results. And my patients wouldn't have to pay an arm and a leg to improve their health. When the time to choose a supplement company to partner with, there was never really a question in my mind. Because out of the 3 ingredients of my symbiotic, therapeutic-grade probiotics are both the hardest to manufacture and the rarest, it was an easy decision to partner with my go-to TGP supplier, who I've come to trust over the years. To start, they already had plenty of experience formulating TGPs with the purity and potency necessary for lasting gut health transformations. And when I met with them to discuss my idea, not only could they combine their premium TGPs with a perfect blend of chicory root extract and a B complex, but the folks at United Probiotics were nearly as excited as I was about the potential it had to improve the gut health of so many Americans in desperate need. After several months of experimentation and testing, we have found what I believe is the single best gut health solution available today. Because it's an all-in-one solution for gut health and so much more, I decided to call it Symbiotic 365. But my patients and I now just call it Biotic 365 for short. And because it's so potent, my colleagues and I believe it has the power to single-handedly end the obesity epidemic in the United States. Now, it's important to note that Biotic 365 is not a diet pill. As anyone who's tried it will tell you, it's much, much more than that. Biotic 365 is the first and only 3-part symbiotic formula created to nourish, replenish, and fortify your gut flora with 1. A proprietary blend of premium chicory root extract to feed and nourish the good bacteria in your gut, starving out the bad bacteria and eliminating cravings. 2. 19 powerful strains of therapeutic-grade probiotics to support maximum gut diversity and revitalize your gut, improve digestion, and prevent you from overeating. 3. a premium vitamin B complex proven to make up for nutritional deficiencies caused by an imbalanced gut and boost your metabolism. And by now you understand how closely your gut health is tied to every other aspect of your body. So, once you start taking it, you will have an easier time turning down junk food you don't want. But in the past, we're helpless to the cravings of the bad gut bacteria. You'll have renewed energy and excitement about life. You'll feel full when you should be full. And like I said, it will also supercharge your metabolism, making fat loss easier than ever. And because the effects of having a healthy gut flora are so strong, many of my patients taking Biotic 365 now report they rarely, if ever, get sick, even in the winter, and even as they get older. Biotic 365 is certified organic, non-GMO, and contains no gluten, no artificial sweeteners, no lactose, and no maltodextrin, and is completely allergen-free. In addition, Biotic 365 has been engineered with my advanced symbiotic technology, and a special delayed release coating ensures the live probiotic bacteria pass directly through to your innermost gut where they are needed most. Plus, because oxygen, heat, and moisture have been shown to reduce potency or outright kill beneficial probiotics in transit or on the shelf, Biotic 365 is packaged in nitrogen-purged blister packs, not in bottles, which not only keep the live bacteria protected from the elements, it allows for a shelf life of up to 2 years without refrigeration. So you can travel with a pack in your luggage, knowing your gut will be protected wherever you may go. One more thing. I'm thrilled to say that every batch of Biotic 365 is made right here in the USA, in New Jersey to be exact. Every single capsule is tested first by United Probiotics and then by a third-party FDA-approved lab for potency, purity, and stability. Now, after everything you've heard today about Symbiotics and Biotic 365, you are probably interested in hearing about how to get them. So let me give you all the details. Now, if you were to search for ingredients of this quality at high-end health food stores or vitamin shops, it would easily cost you over $100 for a 30-day supply. If you were to purchase individual ingredients and try to combine them yourself, the total cost would be much more than that, and I understand if that's more than you're willing to spend a month. You are not the only one. Which is one of the many reasons I decided to create Biotic 365. You see, I became a doctor to improve the health of my patients, not to profit from them. And because I want to help as many people enjoy the benefits of Biotic 365 as possible, I've put together an exclusive offer just for new customers. When you order Biotic 365 in the next 24 hours, you won't pay $79 a box. That's the price you would pay if you came to my office in Beverly Hills, and what other doctors will sell it for at their practice. And even though $79 for a 30-day supply is considerably less than you'd pay to combine these ingredients yourself, remember, this isn't about money. It's about how many people I can help, which is why only through this exclusive offer you're going to get it for the special discounted price of just $44. You save $35 off the retail price, which is 43% off. Before I continue, I have to tell you, there is one catch. This price is only valid for the next 24 hours through the special first-time customer offer on this webpage. If you click away from this page, you will no longer be eligible for the highly discounted price. And I do this only because I don't want anyone trying to take advantage and selling these secondhand for a profit. However, there is a way you can get multiple packages of Biotic 365. Whether you want to stock up, have a husband or wife or family member who would benefit from Biotic 365, or just really like a good deal, that's up to you. We put together some special discount packages that allow you to get even bigger savings. When you choose a 3-pack of Biotic 365, our most popular option, you'll receive Biotic 365 for an unheard of price of just $38.95 each. And when you invest in our family bundle of 6 packages, you can save even more. We will even cover the cost of shipping when you order a supply of 3 or 6 packages today. Why are we doing this? Because many of my patients have children, and I know how important Biotic 365 can be to gut health and digestive support for both parents and children alike. I wanted to make sure that our family bundle is affordable for everyone. Every package we ship is backed by our unconditional 100% money-back guarantee, meaning if for any reason at all you aren't completely satisfied with the results, I will happily refund every cent of your purchase. However, this special first-time customer offer is good only while supplies last and only through this presentation. Because my goal is to help as many people try Biotic 365 as possible, we must limit the 3-pack and family bundle to 1 pack per customer. Update. Since we announced the release of Biotic 365, we have truly been blown away by the response. Thousands of people all across America are enjoying the benefits of Symbiotics. Our phones have literally been ringing off the hook with questions and comments. and traffic to this video has caused our website to crash multiple times. As a result, we sold out of our initial batch extremely quickly. The bad news is that because these are therapeutic-grade compounds, it takes much longer to manufacture them. If you click on the link below and see your order options on the next page, it means you're in luck. And Biotic 365 is in stock and shipping now. If we're sold out, you will be given the option to pre-order Biotic 365. And if that's the case, I would suggest you stock up and take advantage of the special pricing on 3 or 6 packages. Rest assured your order will be honored at this current special discounted price. So when you do order, I encourage you to stock up and save. Unlike retail-grade probiotics, which can lose potency if they aren't stored in perfect conditions, Biotic 365 won't go bad in your cupboard or pantry. And since taking it daily is so important to your gut health, you will want to make sure you never run out. Plus, no refrigeration is necessary, which means it is also safe to travel with you, and you will sleep better knowing your gut health is protected. If you're ready to try Biotic 365, go ahead and click the orange Next button below to check out our inventory and lock in this special price while it's still being offered. As I mentioned, this first-time customer price is available only through this presentation. Now, as a practicing physician and gastroenterologist, I know how important it is to care for your gut, and our goal with Biotic 365 is a big one. In the next 12 months, we want to help 1 million women and men enjoy more energy, great gut health, and a life free from cravings or bloat. So, I have a favor to ask. When you talk to your friends or family members and tell them about Biotic 365, please share this presentation with them so they can lock in the special price as well. Remember, thanks to our Get Results or It's Free gut health guarantee, trying Biotic 365 is 100% risk-free. It's quite simple how this works. Order your supply of Biotic 365 today and use it on us for 90 days. If at any time during the next 3 months you aren't feeling healthier, slimmer, and more energetic, simply send back the unused portion and you'll receive a full and prompt refund of every cent of your purchase price. Now, I fully expect you'll start to feel results in your first 7 days, including smoother and more regular digestion, better quality sleep and more energy, sharper focus and concentration. These are some of the benefits my patients report, along with an end to feeling like a slave to cravings for bad foods and feeling more attractive from the inside out. Caring for your gut bacteria tends to show even more powerful results over time, so I encourage you to use it until the entire supply is gone. If you're still not satisfied, even for any reason at all, I insist you let me know, and I'll make sure you get a refund quickly. That's how confident I am you'll be happy with this important decision you make for your health today. At United Probiotics, we take pride in our world-class customer support, and your satisfaction is what matters most. When you click on the Next button below, you'll be taken to our secure order page, which is encrypted with the latest 256-bit SSL technology for your total protection. If we have Biotic 365 in stock, simply choose the package that is right for you and enter your shipping and billing information. Hit the order button and we'll rush Biotic 365 straight to you. However, if Biotic 365 is out of stock, simply choose the pre-order option and you'll be able to lock in this special savings. We will process your order promptly and send you an email with your unique tracking number. Once your package of Biotic 365 arrives, start taking 1 capsule with a glass of water in the morning, and your journey to great gut health will begin. Remember, nature created your gut bacteria for a reason, and if you're like many of my patients, you're going to be thrilled at what happens when you nourish and replenish your gut. Things like better digestion and improved metabolism. No more feeling bloated or sluggish after meals. Healthier looking skin. And when the good bacteria are back in control, it becomes easier to manage your waistline because the junk food cravings have disappeared. When you think about how the bad bacteria can practically force someone to eat fattening foods, it's no surprise that diet and exercise aren't enough. Now there is a simple way to balance your gut flora and experience vibrant health with a single capsule Biotic 365 a day. To continue, just click on the orange Next Step button below, because I promise you, your waistline, and the trillions of good bacteria living in your gut will be glad you did. Wishing you the best of health, I'm Dr. Sue Satcher. P.S. I'd love to hear from you about how Biotic 365 has worked for you. Since this video has gone viral, I have received many wonderful letters from people around the world who are experiencing amazing results. And though there have been too many for me to respond to each one individually, I truly enjoy reading them. My email is drsatcher@unitedprobiotics.com. And if you enjoyed this presentation, I always appreciate you sharing it on your social media page or with those you love. So click on the button below right now and let me be the first to welcome you to the United Probiotics family. Okay, if you're still here, I understand you may have some questions. So here are answers to the most common ones I get asked. Question: are there any side effects? Answer: No, the ingredients in Biotic 365 are all natural and safe. All 19 strains of probiotics and the prebiotic blend are natural products and certified organic by Quality Assurance International. There is nothing artificial or synthetic in our formula, and Biotic 365 is non-GMO verified as well. Question: how will I know it's working? Answer: many of our customers report feeling more energy, less cravings, and less bloat within their first 7 days. However, everyone is different. And it's common to experience more bathroom regularity and less digestive issues within your first 30 days as well. Over your next 60 to 90 days, you can expect to see continued improvement. Ultimately, you can look forward to a lifetime of optimal gut health. Question: do I have to change my diet? My husband and I both have a bit of a sweet tooth. Answer: I always recommend my patients cut back on foods loaded with high fructose corn syrup and preservatives. Beyond that, it may take some time to find healthy alternatives to your favorites, so make sure and take Biotic 365 daily to build up your good gut flora. Most customers find their food cravings can quickly change as the bad bacteria are replaced with the good TGP bacteria. In the meantime, look for desserts sweetened with stevia or raw honey. As I see it, your life is meant to have sweetness in it. Question: is there a guarantee if it doesn't work for me? Answer: even though there's no reason it shouldn't work, we do give you a full 90-day guarantee to see results. This means if for any reason you are not satisfied at any time within your first 90 days, simply let us know and we'll issue you a full and prompt refund on today's order. Question: I've been struggling with belly bloat for the last several years and nothing seems to work. I would love to surprise my husband and fit into my favorite skinny jeans, which drive him wild. Plus, I'm embarrassed to admit we haven't made love in nearly a year. Will Biotic 365 help me get a flatter tummy, and could it even help our sex life? Answer: well, while I can't promise you a sudden surge in how often you have sex, it's certainly possible. The proprietary compounds found in Biotic 365 can help you lose the unwanted belly fat and give you more energy, which of course can help improve your confidence as well. Naturally, when you feel attractive and confident on the inside, everything can change, in and out of the bedroom. And of course, once you fit into those jeans again, there's no telling what might happen. So now, while it's fresh in your mind for the lowest price you'll ever see, click the big orange button below and place your order today. We're so happy to be able to bring the breakthrough benefits of symbiotics to everyone. And I believe it can be a gut health miracle in your life. Just imagine, no more bad food cravings, no more bloat, and a slimmer and more energetic you. So click the big orange button below to place your order now, and I'll see you on the next page. Yours in good health, Dr. Sue Satcher.